Can't take the money with you when you leave. Best believe I'ma get the cheese. Ride around the city slinging hella G's. You ain't know I'm tax free. How the fuck you gon' tax me? Came a long way from sitting on the porch, cooler trapping riding my Grammys. Now these niggas can't stand me. You get up what you gon' put in.
This is a certified hood classic.
I used to be in my feelings, then I turned up and got a spot. I can't say how much I made in that bitch, I just know it was a lot. I don't care no more if she love me for real, long as she love my knot. They say, you hitting them with too much drip. I know I got a mop. I put my flow in the microwave, I know I gotta blow, now it's hot. I was way too far ahead of my time, I had to slow down and stop. Before I pull up to the honeycomb, I got to go round the block. Looking in blind spots for any nigga think he on the low trying to plot. Go ahead.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Hankin TV, man. You feel what I'm saying? That's my boy. He put dope content over there.
What's up with it? It's your boy JT. If I say I done it, I did it. Thank y'all, man, for tuning in to Hankin TV tonight. I got a phenomenal person on the show tonight. I got radio, TV personality, public speaker, author, humanitarian, model and mother, Robin JVet Mobley. If you can, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your girl JVet with Real Talk World Robin Radio. And of course, you've already introduced me and said all the other things that I do. So I think you did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, you got a nice list and it's steady growing. So where are you from?
I'm actually from Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Denver, Colorado, though. And I was there probably up until maybe I was 15, going on 16 years old. I lost my sister. She had died when she was 17. So my mother moved back. And then I've been in Dayton, Ohio ever since.
Okay, so what was the differences did you see growing up in Colorado versus when you came to Dayton?
Oh, it's a big difference. You talking about Colorado? I mean, it's multicultural. There's so many more things to do there. Of course, I was a kid still growing up, but I noticed all those things. It's really different than Dayton, Ohio. But I was only there up until I was 15 years old. But I did notice some of those things, and it was a lot of things to do.
Okay, what high school did you go to?
I actually went to Colonel White High School. I didn't finish high school. I got married my senior year and had my first child. And then I went on to get my GED and then went on to college, broadcasting college.
Okay, then I see we both GED alumni.
Yes, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I tell you what, them GEDs is harder than somebody. You better stick and try to do the 4 years because them GEDs trying to clam everything in at one time. But hey, we did it.
Right. And I also seen where you have done some extensive work in the school system. And for us to have a GED, that is phenomenal.
You know what? The funny thing about that is when I ran for Jefferson Township School Board, I was on their school board, 13 years, something like that. When I ran for school board, the funny thing about it was I was honest about everything, so I can say I was an elected official. One of the things, your best bet is to be honest. And I didn't really have anything to hide outside of the fact that I didn't graduate from high school, that I, had received my GED. So I put it out there. It wasn't a big deal to me. At least I, have had the degree. And I ran. And so was some people that was like, how could she run a school district? She didn't even graduate from high school, this, and that. It was like all these articles, but then it was all these other people saying, great things. She's done things in the community. She's on radio. She does this. She does that. And so I ended up taking the ticket, each term that I ran. And I just always believed that tell the truth about anything, everything, never hide anything, keep it real talk. And that's just how I did. I took the ticket every time. So I was on the school board. I ran out in Jefferson Township.
Right. So, but the main thing though, you did have college degrees. So you've done some you've done a lot of things in entertainment industry. So how did you get in? Where did you get the entertainment bug from?
The funny thing about that one is, so during the time I was on the school board in Jefferson Township, right? Funding was very funny, and we were about to lose our athletic department. And so I went to the students and I said, okay, I'm thinking about doing a fundraiser, right? And I was like, what do you guys think we should do? And they was like, let's get an artist or someone to come in. Well, the school district didn't have the money to bring certain people in or whatever. And I was like, okay, who's one of the most popular artists like in our city? Who would you guys pay to come and see? Hands down, all the students said CC Server, Chaos. That's what they said. And I was like, okay, I didn't know him or anything. So make a long story short, booked him several times. He helped raise the money for Jefferson Township School District, packed money. Well, from that point, we started working together, as far as like in the music industry, promoter wise, event wise. And I always did drama and everything in school. And so after I resigned from Jefferson Township School Board, I was like, I really started pushing everything in the entertainment business, music side of it. That's how I got in the music side with, it was because of Chaos. In regards to the modeling and all the things I did in that aspect, I did that when I was in high school. I love drama. I was in modeling when I was a teenager. It's just that I was married raising my children. After I, resigned from the school board, I had a near-death experience. Once I got better from all that, I started pursuing all the goals and dreams that I had dealing in the entertainment business. So those were the two sides, how I got into the entertainment business.
So, was anybody in your family like into music or the modeling or entertainment?
Yes. More on the gospel side though. Like my grandmother was a bad model. She was an entrepreneur and she was a model. On the other side of my family, they were gospel artists. They sung and preached in the church and in the ministry. So that's as far as that, and I had a stepdad who was into broadcasting, television, did a lot of stuff at DATV, producing shows. And so I was kind of around it a little bit.
And that's what kind of like guided your decision to go to school for that?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what? I was already in it before I had the degree, though.
Right.
That's how God moved for. You know what I'm saying? The degree is nothing but just a piece of paper that they're saying that we have to have. I already actually was on WDAO. So I was co-hosting with Michael Ecton on Expressions. I was already doing shows on DATV. I was already helping WRCX TV 40 Skip Ross doing the sports. So I was already in it without the degree. But what made me decide to go get it is when I had my first near-death experience and I was resting. And I just decided, let me go back to school. Let me do something. My last two children were about to graduate. And that's how I ended up really going back to college. I mean, I was already doing all of it.
Right. So currently right now you're producing a reality TV show. Can you tell us about that?
Actually been working on it's called Age No Factor, and it started off as a campaign. And how I started filming it was there was two people actually. Sylvester Darnell from the Grounds Up Production. He's actually from Dayton, Ohio. But then also Tommy Ford from The Martin Show. So when I was doing the makeovers for women and men that was over the age of 40, sharing their stories, I was doing one with men. So I did it like with Tony Terry and all them were, involved in the one I did for the men. Well, Tommy Ford was the one that called me on the phone and said, I think you have something with this and I think you should film it. So that's how I actually started filming Age No Factor.
Okay. So the Real Talk, Real Robin radio show, what is that based on?
Real talk, real life issues, real talk. It's like I talk about things that people don't want to talk about. Like when you hear stuff on the news, they'll share a certain part of it. I just believe about keeping it real. Like if you're going to come on social media, I think you should be real about everything that you talk about, like, and tell the truth, find out, be informative. Like I'm about being informative. I'm about also supporting others. I love supporting independent artists. I love supporting old school. It's funny how you hear the story from some of the old school artists, how the new artists just very disrespect them. So I've interviewed a lot of them, and it's just like I'm just about positivity, putting more out. I guess with educating like our community and telling them about things that they didn't even know about.
Right.
In a
So,
nutshell.
okay, so you're also an author as well. So you wrote the book, The Power of Tenacity. Tell us about that.
I wrote the book Power of Tenacity. Basically, that is a motivational book, and it started because I do a lot of posts on like my social sites on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So I do a lot of positive quotes and motivational things. I say things to make you think. And so one day someone said, have you ever thought about taking all that and putting in a book? Like, I've been writing poetry and poems and stuff since I was a kid. I found all my poetry, quotes, everything, and just put them all together. And I wrote the book, Power of Tenacity.
And you say you're about to relaunch it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be relaunching it. What I did was, my mother was really ill. And so I wanted her to experience whatever I was going to be experienced with my book. And so we kind of put it together so my mother could be there with me. And now that my mother has passed, I'm recovering from cancer. I'm doing a lot better from all the losses of my dad and everyone. It's just really time to get back to work and time to get back to everything. So we're going to launch the book. And I'm actually putting my mother's picture in there, my dad, my aunts, everybody that passed away. They all wrote something in the book to me. So we're going to now like add their pictures and things like that in the book. Right.
And you've done a lot of things in the entertainment industry. So what do you like more, being in front of the camera or behind the camera?
I like being in front of the camera.
Right, right. So you was also in the model reality show.
I've been in a couple of reality shows, but yeah, I was in a show called Make Me a Cover Model. And that was actually one of the first reality shows that I did. And so basically you were competing against other women, and the goal was to be that top model at the end of it. And I made it through 13 seasons, and I was the oldest model that, made it and participated, through the whole season. Actually, I made it through. Basically, I just missed one season, but yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you said you worked with C Server, you worked in the music industry, and just being in the entertainment business alone, man. Dayton, we have a lot of talent, and it just seemed like we just haven't got our kick yet. What do you think we missing?
Well, I'm gonna tell you two things I think that you're missing. One, we don't support each other enough in Dayton. You're trying to get out of Dayton and you're trying to be national, but you can't even support each other in Dayton. It's just funny how we move here. It's like a crab in the barrel syndrome. Everybody's trying to pull each other down instead of working and helping each other so we all can make it out of Dayton. I think that that's one of the things. And then the other thing is I just feel like if you're trying to be in the industry, then be in the industry. You can't be both. You can't be dipping and dabbing in other things and doing other stuff. You have to focus on your craft and make it happen. Tunnel vision. And I think we'd be all over the place sometime.
And I totally agree with you 100%. And that's kind of the purpose of this platform, because I'm on my way out of here. And by me being on my way out of here, that's why I try to extend the platform to give exposure and light to other people as well. So,
right. Right.
What projects you got coming up? Because you'll be working on a lot of stuff.
Well, actually, with Age No Factor, I'm trying to revamp that. Being that I'm recovering from lung cancer, I went through a lot. I learned a lot. I read a lot. I researched a lot. And I also found how we are treated as African American in our community, being misdiagnosed, not being treated. It was so much that I went through and so much that I learned that I'm putting a twist on any and everything that I do. I'm really pushing more about educating our African American community. So even with Age No Factor, like, we're getting ready to start doing makeovers on cancer patients and their families. And so it's a lot. My recent experience has changed a lot how I'm going to be moving on my projects.
And what about the Who Has Your Heart seminar?
Who Has Your Heart seminar? Okay, so that's a seminar that I did some years ago. And I don't even know why I let it sit aside, because it's an amazing workshop. And it's about who and what has your heart. So by the time I get through with not just the speaking, I have little projects that we do within the seminar. You really realize who and what has your heart. And sometimes people realize this is what's been stopping me, from pursuing my goals or my dreams, or making me feel ashamed where I feel like I can't do something. And so it's just kind of making you look at your heart, refixing it and clean it, and then just go get it. So that's a seminar that I'm working on trying to bring back out.
Right. And let me ask you, what is it to be a female entrepreneur? I mean, what are some of the struggles, that you feel like women face being entrepreneurs?
I think one of the first things is family. Like when you are, like, say for instance, for myself, like I was a young mother, a young wife, and my children didn't ask to be here. So my whole thing is to do whatever I had to do to raise them. And so sometimes we take a back seat to what we want to do, our business, our goals, our dreams, our visions. Most women do. Some women just go straight in and try to do it, and either they're losing their husband and losing their children. I just chose to make sure that I was able to get my children through school and focus on them. But as a woman, I think that's one thing. And then the other thing is we're not respected. And when I say respected, it's like you have to deal with a lot of sexual harassment. You have to deal with, oh, she's just a woman. You have to deal with a lot of things. I thank God that I've been fortunate enough to how I move. The respect is there. But I think that those are some of the things that women have to deal with. And I only say that from women that I've interviewed. They've told me some of the things that they went through.
Right. And that kind of goes hand in hand with my next question. What do you consider to be some higher standards for women in the industry, in entertainment?
Some higher standards or lack of higher standards?
Lack of higher standards.
Okay. I just wanted to see which one you were asking me. I say the lack of it is this, and I'll say this because I have granddaughters. The lack of higher standard is when I feel like some women are making it very hard for hard-working women that refuse to sleep with people, refuse to do craziness, refuse to have to get out there in the club, smoke and drink, and make you feel like this is the thing that you have to do, or be a stripper to make it, or do those kind of things. I think that it lowers the standard for our next generation, and even for those older women that paved the way for some people. So I think that we probably need to work on some balance within that, because I'm not talking about like strippers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about nobody, but when I'm talking about the standards have been so lowered. Here's a good example. You have women that are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram with your clothes off. You feel me? So you're doing it with your clothes off and you're not even getting paid. You make that money, you put yourself at a certain level, and if they want to see your butt, if they want to see your whatever, they got to pay you. They have to pay you. It's not like that right now. It's free willy-dilly. Everybody bouncing around. Everybody doing whatever. Why would they pay you? Why?
Right.
We just gotta boss up, I think, just a little bit more.
I think that's gonna have to go back to what we were talking about earlier, as far as people really taking that craft serious. Because I think that problem right there, that date back ages, that date all the way back to the what they call it, the producer's couch. Mm-hmm. And we already know people are always going to take the easy route out in the quickest way to the top. So I also believe people need to incubate their talents and really harvest them and work hard.
I agree with you. I really do agree with you. And it's a lot of work. It really is. It's like if you really want to make it, you have to work for it. It's not just like you get up every couple of days or something. It's every day. You're posting, you're sharing, you're either supporting, or you working, or you're doing notes, or you're doing whatever. It's work. It's just work. It just don't happen like that. And sometimes, you know how, when you see someone or you see an artist, they do one single and then they just blow up. But them artists have been trying for years. They just happen to get that one song, you know what I'm saying, to make it happen. But most of us have been working pretty hard and been working. And I believe that if you stay consistent with that, you will make it. Just like my artist. Oh, there's no doubt that when he comes home, it's on. It's on. So I just think that it's the hard work and dedication, having a good team around you. If you have a team that's around you and they're not serious about it and they're not as focused as you are, that's eventually going to be a problem. Like, you need everybody focused, everybody driven, everybody wanting goals, have goals, dreams, and visions. You gotta people that pray for you, a team that pray for you. Like, it's no joke these days. I mean, just like, we saw the young lady, what happened to her going to Mexico with some friends? It's so different now. How we move and how you should move, you have to be careful. Is very careful.
Right. I see where you did some interviews. You did quite a few interviews with I see you did one with Mama D, Little Scrappy, in a few artists. So are you based in Atlanta?
No, I was traveling back and forth to Atlanta. The only time I actually was in Atlanta when I was doing like the filming, or we had some projects that we were working on as our team as a whole. So I traveled back and forth. So yeah, and then in regards to like Mama D and Scrappy and all them, I was featured in Mama D's music video in that order. And I did an appearance on VH1 where I was sitting with her talking about her music, like Up Under the Dryer. Scrappy, some of the things that we did, I interviewed him. That was with Hip Hop Weekly magazine. Did a couple of interviews with them. But then even Scrappy and Mama D, just on the other side, like with my friend Neffy, we've all done things together, like just like on just regular chilling family stuff. So yeah.
Neffy, that's Keisha Cole's sister.
Keisha Cole's sister. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's one of my friends. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you first entered the entertainment industry, so you started off as modeling, or was it on radio?
I was already doing radio, but what actually got me moving in Atlanta in the beginning was I was modeling. I was 40 years old. I didn't look 40. And so that was how I got the tag, the vet, to my name, like, because, everybody called me Justice. And so then when I started going back and forth to Atlanta, they just called me the vet. Like, there's no way that she's 40 years old and here comes the vet. They would all just say, here come the vet. So it was the modeling at first that really, got my name out there, and I was in a lot of fashion shows there. So it was the modeling more so than the in the beginning in the radio, but I've always been doing radio.
Right. And I understand, like, you get into this industry kind of later because, like you said, you was being a mother. So what's some advice would you give to women and even some men that feel like they're too old or it's too late?
Well, my slogan is age is no factor to pursue your goals, dreams, and your visions. Once your children is out of the home, and just because you become a grandmother doesn't mean that you now pull up a chair and sit on a porch, rock, and watch kids all day. No, you had goals, dreams, and visions before you started having those children. Most of you have taken time out to raise those children. Go back to school, go pursue your dreams, go do things that you've always wanted to do. I'm not saying not love on your grandchildren. I love my grandchildren. I do a lot of stuff with them. I've taken them to a lot of celebrity events. I stay involved with my grandchildren with everything that they do. But at some point, everybody has to have a selfish moment. You have to have a selfish moment where you think about yourself, your dreams, your goals, your vision. If you don't do that, you'll be sitting on that porch. So for women and men 40 and over, I just keep encouraging them, go back. What was it that you wanted to do? You can do it. I don't believe there's nothing that you can't do. I don't believe there's nothing that I can do. I can do anything that I want to do. Right. Anything. If I'm not doing it, it's because I choose not to do it.
Right. And as far as you being a cancer survivor, it's women out there that's struggling with cancer and fighting it now. What's some words of encouragement that you could give to them to kind of help them?
You know what? One of the things is I trust in God and I have faith. I believe in him and I believe in his word. I believe that he can heal. And I believe if he doesn't heal, he's going to walk with you through your journey. So I just always tell women when I speak with them now, and I've had some of them say, I didn't think like you thought, back then or whatever. I always say, revert what the doctor says to you. So when they tell you that you have cancer, you reverted that I don't have cancer, reverted that I will be healed. you know, you have to talk to yourself, because most people, especially after interviewing a lot of them, they say that when they hear that they have cancer, they just give up right then. You're not going to fight. You're not going to listen. I always tell them this too. Educate yourself. Educate about your body. Educate about whatever cancer it is that they're saying that you have. Educate yourself on life expectancy, food. What can you eat? What can you do? There's a program that a lot of African American community people don't even know about, Maple Tree Cancer Alliance. It's a oncology exercise program. So if you have cancer, when instead of just lying down, fight, go work out, go exercise, go eat right, go, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't do that. It's like, okay, they told me I had cancer. Okay, and what are you gonna do about it? What are you nothing? They just said that. No, you're not gonna fight. You're not gonna see if there's anything that can help you. You can say, I'm just a fighter. I just don't give up. So I try to encourage people now that I meet that have cancer. You'd be surprised how many people say, well, yeah, they told me I had cancer, and you wait on them, on the doctors. You wait on them to tell you things. Like, I wasn't like that at all. Like, I stayed on top of them. I ended up switching to a whole new team of doctors if it's not working. So my advice is like, pay attention, fight, educate yourself. Those are the most important things.
Right. Now, also, Red, where you had spearheaded a campaign to change the public busing system.
Where'd you find that at? Yeah, that was a long time ago. God, was that in 1998 or something like that? But it was Jefferson. So what happened was, I started realizing, first of all, they didn't have seatbelts or anything on the bus for the kids. Second, the bus drivers was trying to drive. The kids were out of control on the bus. It was a lot of things that I felt that was a safety concern. No parent or nobody wanted to address it. So I started addressing it. So once I addressed the issues that I saw, started speaking to the districts, our school district, state, everyone, I ended up helping assisted where they started approving for aides to be on the school bus. And that was out of 600 and something school districts. So yeah, I was that parent. I was the one that made a big deal about it.
Right. You asked me where I read that you sent me your bio. I also heard on another interview. So I told you I'm on my way out of here. I definitely do my due diligence.
You did, because I was wondering. Yeah, that is in my bio. I didn't know if you went to Dayton Daily News or something, because there's articles. I have a book. Matter of fact, I got a book right here. It's just full of newspaper articles of things that I've done in the community.
And you're also humanitarian. So what are some of the things you do in the community?
Well, in the beginning, outside of raising money for like our school district, raising money for like my community. This is when I was in Jefferson Township, doing Jefferson Township days. Domestic violence, did a lot of things dealing with domestic violence. Anything that would help the community, I think I was probably involved in it. It didn't matter if it was a parade or just an event. It was just a lot of things.
Right. So how is it like juggling so many different things? Like, how do you plan your schedule or plan your day or events?
I believe in having a to-do list. I believe in having a planner. I believe in having everything structured. And that was even when my children were younger. Like, my friends used to laugh at me, like I'd be under the dryer at the hair salon and I would open up my planner, and my planner was color-coded, and it was color-coded for my children, like which one had practice, or they had sports, or I had the school board meeting, or I had the radio interview. So I had everything in order, and I always knew exactly what I was doing, when I was going to do it, and how I was going to do it. So structure is very is very important to me, and it's the same way now. It's just that I'm recovering from cancer, so my energy is not the same. So I'm trying to, build my energy. I'm limited to what I will do, because I believe it's very important to heal myself. Outside of God help, being a big part of it, but I have a big part of it too. So I'm just gradually getting back out to things, but structure is very important, and it's always been like that for me.
Right. So you definitely a hard worker, and coming from Dayton, I always ask people this. Coming from Dayton and doing what you've done in the entertainment industry, how did that make you feel, like coming from small little old Dayton and to do as much as you've done in the industry?
First I say it's God's grace, because one of the things that they always say, everybody moves to Atlanta and they just think, oh, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. You're just a little fish in a pond. But it depends on how you move, how you connect, how you do things when you get down there. There are so many people that went down there and they came back. There's some people that are there and they're doing okay. But don't let that scare you just because you're coming from Dayton. I never forget, I was interviewing on Hip Hop. Let me see. I think it was Hip Hop Weekly, one of the radio shows, right? And so one of the DJs said, we were all on there and we were saying something. And he said, oh, she's only from Dayton. I said, oh, yeah, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Oh, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. And as everybody broke out laughing, it's like, and yeah, Dayton has some fire. You know what I'm saying? It's just about how you carry yourself. Yeah.
Right. So I know you work on the Age No Factor campaign right now in the Who Has Your Heart seminar. What do you want to do next after you have bagged these things up? What's your next steps?
One of the things that's very important to me, especially dealing with having a cancer, is doing what God wants me to do. And that's just unreal. Like, I've done so many other things in my life. I've helped so many other people. I've been involved in so many things. I want to do what's right by him. I want to speak on how he saved me from cancer, because that whole situation, how that happened, I want to still help people like I normally do. And I just want to put everything in order and be ready for when my artists come home to help make things happen even more with that. So, but my first thing is I really want to do right by God.
Right. And then once again, while you being tapped into the music in Dayton, do you think we're on our way? You think somebody finally about to make it?
I think somebody's gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think somebody's gonna.
I think it's about our turn, because we definitely have a lot of talent down here and some good music. So
we do. I think we are, and I think we all should be proud of whoever it will be, because we're all from Dayton. That's the thing. We should all be supporting each other at some point. But yeah, somebody will.
Right. And the definition of Hankin is when you can supply the demand and consistently turn a profit. So what I did, I basically just took the word hustle and named it Hankin. You know what I'm saying? They call it hating Dayton, but I like to call it Hankin Dayton.
Oh, we do say that a lot.
Yeah, it's Hankin Dayton. It ain't hating Dayton no more. So how can people get involved with the Age No Factor campaign?
Actually, if they would like to be a guest on Age No Factor, support, sponsor Age No Factor, or have a story, all they have to do is email agenofactor1@gmail.com and just put in the subject box like story, or if they want to sponsor, and someone will get back with them. I love to hear people's story. I love to hear someone that has taken whatever they've been through their life and turned it around, like for the positive. So I love stories, and I love doing makeovers on people. Like if they have mothers or fathers or somebody that's been through something in life, we love to give makeovers to encourage people.
And is that the same thing for the Real Talk?
Well, Real Talk Real Robin, of course, you email Real Talk Real Robin and at gmail.com. And then if you're an artist, if you have music, if you have whatever. And I have to be honest, just recently, because of just everything that I've been through, I am so tuned in now to what I will do and what I won't do and what I will support, not support. And I say, and this is why I say this, because time, we think that we have time and we don't. We don't have, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what we do here on earth matters, and me leaving a legacy and teaching these young people. So how I support and stuff is a little different. It really is a little different. I've been kind of quiet, a little bit with it. I don't want to support anything that's going to hurt somebody, in any kind of way, or not help these people out here.
Right. I feel the same way because I say I'm not gonna work harder for somebody than they willing to work for themselves. You know, because I have people all the time hit me up talking about let me get on the show, and then I go back and look them up, and you ain't doing nothing.
Right. Yeah, because you know what? Look, it's like this. So if you're really trying to make it or do something, you have to invest in yourself first. You have to invest in yourself first for people to see that you believe in you. So if they go click on Instagram, all the music, sites, and you're on there, then it's showing them, hey, this person believes in themselves. They're putting themselves here. They're putting themselves there. They're putting themselves there. Because what happened is, even in the music industry, you'll get in one of them big rooms. They turn that TV on and they be like, click, 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 and can't even find you nowhere. So why would they invest in you and you're not even investing in yourself?
Right. So can you tell everybody where they can reach you at? You gave out the email, but your social medias and stuff.
Sure. My Facebook page is Robin JVet Mobley, and also Age No Factor. You can also find me on Instagram as Age No Factor, and at the JVet, and it's the same way with TikTok, the JVet. So that's where you can find me.
I know you said you've been dealing with a lot. Be patient, and when can we be expecting the book to relaunch?
Just give me a couple of more months. I just finally got released from the doctors. I've had to have CAT scans every 3 months to make sure the cancer doesn't come back. So my focus is really just trying to get my health together and make sure the cancer doesn't come back. And that's been my first priority. So I would say within the next couple of months or so, we're going to do a relaunch.
Okay. So everybody should give out our social medias. I'm also going to put them in the description of the YouTube video. I want to thank you for coming through. It's very inspirational. You're very inspirational, and you're a hard worker. Let's make me step my game up.
There you go. That's what it's all about, right? We should be encouraging each other.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate you coming through, and I'm when that book launch, when I see it on social media, I'm gonna make sure I share it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I've been seeing the Age No Factor. I'm also share that in the Real Talk. Anything I see you put up, I'm gonna make sure I share it.
I appreciate it. And I just want to say this, that remember that age is no factor and trouble doesn't last always.
It doesn't last. Joy will come in the morning.
Amen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. That was Robin JVet Mobley, y'all. Very inspirational in entertainment. If y'all came in late, she's a radio, TV personality, a public speaker, author, a humanitarian, a model, and a mother. And she mentioned that she was the manager of Sea Servant. So she's definitely rooted in entertainment. I brought her up. She had a positive message, and she also been through some done some things that I'm quite sure I'm trying to do, and some of y'all are trying to do, like far as entertainment. I know when y'all tap on the channel, y'all see that join button. Go ahead and join the channel. Become a member. I told you I'm gonna be having up. I'm gonna be putting up exclusive content for the members only. Tomorrow I got Kenya Akbar coming up. She's an educator and a activist out in the community. I'm gonna have her on there at 9 p.m. Then at 11, I'm gonna have artist Lil J937. I got him coming up. So that's gonna be tomorrow. That's gonna be tomorrow at 9 and 11. Make sure y'all tap in. And I had another list of stuff I want to tell y'all about, man. I forgot what it was. But yeah, man, tap into them tomorrow. And right there gonna be lit. But make sure y'all follow the Real Talk, Real Robin Radio Show, man, on Facebook, and also the Age No Factor, because I think that's very, very inspiring right there. The Age No Factor campaign, especially for men as well, but especially for women who feel like, you know what I'm saying, they're too old or something like that. And that's very inspirational how she said she she had to take time to be a mother, raise her children, and that's good. What we got going on? Man, I ain't really got too much going on. Oh yeah, I'm about to start dropping the Tales from the Cell series. They're gonna be all jail stories and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't for clicks and likes. They basically gonna be for education, man. For some reason, man, I don't know why people think it's stripes where it's cool to go to jail, man. And I'm really bringing it up right now because it's the holiday. It's holiday times, man, and that's a real rough time in there. And like me, man, I did so much time in there. Family, friends, my wife, people tell me like, I'm tapped out on the holidays, and you definitely do be tapped on the holidays when you've been to prison, man, because it's just another day. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how not to pay that stuff no attention, or it'll drag you through the mud. So be looking for that. I got Tales from the Cell coming. What else I got coming up? Oh, then when I do the interview with the artist Lil J937 tomorrow, we're gonna do an interview like this for y'all to come through and check out live. But later on, at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna go through and we're gonna do an in-person interview / hood vlog. So that's gonna be some of the content I put up for the members only. I'm gonna put up the behind the scenes and stuff like that. And for the new year, man, I'm about to start coming out. You know, somebody to start pulling up. So if you know anybody, man, want to be on the show, or anybody who you want to see be on the show, hit me up, let me know, hit them up, tell them to hit me up. But man, join the channel, man, and become a member, man. It's $2.99 a month. Hit the Cash app, hit the super chat, man, because some of these people they want to charge to come up, and I gotta bring the people which I want. You know what I'm saying? So they be want to get paid to come up. I really kind of don't agree in it because I feel like they getting more out of it than I'm getting out of it, because I'm putting them on a platform. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't get number 1 or 2 more followers or fans, you know. So join the channel, hit the super chat, hit the Cash app, hit the subscribe, hit the like, comment, hit me up, follow me at all social media at Hankin TV. Tell me what y'all want to see, who y'all want to see. Also hit me up for the Hankin t-shirts when you can supply to the man and consistently turn a profit, and for the book Hankin in Love with the Game. This new year, I'm about to start working on the second part of that because it's a 3-part series. It's Hankin in Love with the Game, Hankin Still in Love with the Game, and I haven't came up with the title for the third one yet. But I'm about kind of like halfway through with part 2. I just got to go through, fine tune it, and finish it up. So be looking for that. That's gonna be dropping. 2023 gonna be a big year for all the hustlers and hustlettes out there, man, that's messing with Hankin TV. So like I said, man, like, subscribe, comment to the channel, man, and let me know who y'all want to see. I'm out.